Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beard Brigade. I'm John Solo. You are not. And today's a big show. I'm looking forward to this. And especially I didn't get to see y'all last week. We had kind of a little breakdown there, but now we are back and it's going to be excellent. So here's what we got going on. This week we are working on, it's a new client of ours, Shannon West. Now, I did not know Shannon until this last year's GRL, and she introduced herself to me, and I get the chance to kind of look over some new clients material. I really liked it. It's really cool. It's called The Ice King Chronicles, Book 1. I think this is Ice King's Consort, and you guys are going to love it. So we're working on that first part of this week. Then we've also got Nora Phoenix coming up. That is one of the Foster Brothers books. I think it's book 4, Norden. And a lot of people have been looking forward to the Norden one, by the way. He's kind of a character. And also this week we've got Games We Play, book 3. I think that's Kevin. I'm not very good with names or math or really magnets. But other than that, so we got those all coming up this week. It's going to be a big week for us. We got Ramblin' Grambling coming up on Thursday. That's going to be fantastic. Thank you. I knew. As soon as I stumbled, everybody in the crowd would help me out. So I'm excited about today for a lot of reasons because the guest on our show. Hey, also before I get to the guest too, forgot tomorrow we're back here with Andrew Gray. I forgot about that too. Another lovely duet with Andrew Gray. And I can't wait to see what he's, well, you guys all just have to see. It's Andrew Gray. He's very entertaining. Anyways, my guest today. I, as many of you know, am a nerd. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you hang around here long enough, you figured it out. And my guest today, it makes me nerd out. I love her to death. She was a lot of fun last time. I'm going to read you the intro piece, and I'm going to bring her on. Charlie can hear me in the background here. Charlie, I'm sort of doing this. It's really smart. I read your bio in advance. That's my show prep. I got it. Don't you worry about this. Don't you worry about a thing. You're in good hands. Here we go. Charlie lives in England with her husband and 2 cheeky dogs. She spends most of her days wrangling other people's words in her day job and then trying to force her own onto the page in the evening. She loves cute stories with a healthy dollop of fluff, plenty of delicious sex, and happily ever afters, because the world needs more of them. Charlie has very little spare time, but when she does, she fills it with baking, Dungeons and Dragons, reading, and other mini nerdy pursuits. I have a pickup line there. I'm going to have to redo that. She also thinks that everyone should have at least one favorite dinosaur. Here we go. The one, the only, from overseas, we have Charlie Novak. Hello, Charlie. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
So good. I'm fantastic. Hey, does your microphone go up and down? Does it swivel like that? Go
Ooh.
down a hair if you can. There you go. Cool. Less wind noise.
There we go.
Ta-da! Beautiful. So I'm excited because after we talked last time, I told you that I have not played Dungeons and Dragons in a while. I was kind of looking for a party, and so my goodness gracious, I found one, and it's the coolest fucking game ever. But so I'm going to tell you the story here, all right? And then you got to update me on your gaming too, because I can't wait to hear. But my oldest brother Lonnie, he is also a writer on the side. He's written a lot of stuff, and we used to play role-playing games when we were kids. So finally, he decided, you know what, I want to try my hand at writing adventures, and he did, and they were fantastic. So we all got to me, my wife, my other brother Bill, my nephew Mikey, my other nephew Kavik. It was a big crew, and it was fantastic. And I had a wizard, and his name was Faraday, and he was a lot of fun. It was so cool, excellent. But then follow me here. You follow me so far? It's got the gaming session. So now
Yep.
we have we have my oldest brother decides, hey, I want to make some content, man. There's a lot of cool YouTube stuff out there. John, you make YouTube videos, and I say yes, I do. And he says, like video, and you get a critical role. There's a lot of people who are doing this
Yep.
really well. There's like millions of dollars, but why not for fun? Why not? Let's do it. Let's put it together. And then the open license horror that has happened over the course of the last few months, where every creator in the known universe has lost their damned mind. And to be fair, Dungeons and Dragons did too, the Wizards of the Coast or whatever. If you know about this story, guys in the crowd and girls, great. If not, I don't fucking care because Charlie does. So this is what happened. So now we're playing Pathfinder. Anyways, that's the entire story, and it's really
Oh,
cool.
Pathfinder is so good. I play Starfinder, which is the space version of Pathfinder, and
I
love it. It's
I
awesome.
remember that, and I was very excited because I'd never heard of Pathfinder before, and so it's math heavy. There was a lot of math, a lot
Mm.
more than like D&D 5e, but it's still so much fun. And I'm playing a cleric in this one. I never played a cleric before in anything in my entire life. But he is kind of like a bard cleric. His name is Armando Montoya, and he is what he does is he goes and he plays the bongo drums and he helps out his sister, who was played by my lovely wife Jodie. My sister goes in and she dances and she dances and she dances, and I'm playing the doom 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 doom, and then she slices them. It's fucking fantastic.
I love this. I love this so much.
It's so much
Yeah,
fun. Oh my god, we've had the time of our lives. It's
I
so
have
much.
I have a new Starfinder character now. So I have a space otter. So he is a literal 5 foot tall otter. His name is Tag. He
Oh,
is a pirate,
I
and
love that.
he's very over the top. Like he's like, "Oh, what ho! Yes, off we go! Yes, off to adventure!" And then horrible things happen, and he gets really mad. But he's a little, well, he's a 5 foot tall otter. Um, and I have two D&D characters because I now play in two different D&D games and Starfinder. So
That is so
because
much
I'm a nerd
fun.
and I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
I mean, like with one of my D&D games, I actually get to meet up with people in person, which I don't get to do with some of my other stuff. So we hired like a cottage last year. There was about 9 of us, including the DM, and we just played Dungeons and Dragons for like 2 days straight
Oh my
with a lot of
god.
like alcohol, but we just and food. But we just sat around the table and played D&D for like 2 hours, like 2 days straight. Got to like 11 o'clock at night on the Saturday. We were like halfway through combat. There's like mini figures all over the table. We were like all struggling to keep our eyes open. We were like, should we leave it there? We'll come back in the morning. And they're like, it was good. We were in a bit of shit, to be honest. And the next morning we were all like stood there like studying the maps and like who's got what spell slots left, who's got like what, how, like HP wise, what have we got. And we won because we're awesome. But it was like in the middle of the night, middle of the fight, just calling it a night, just so we could all get like 7 or 8 hours sleep and then come back the next morning to just pick it all up again.
Me and you and your
Because we
friends,
could.
we'd all get along. That would be so much fun. I was so excited about this. What else has been going on in your life other than games? I mean, that's all. I was like, yeah, I get to talk about Pathfinder, but what have you been doing?
Games. Um, Gaming, and writing books, and I feel like that's really about it. Really, I should get more hobbies, but also I like being an introverted nerd. Um, I did some traveling last year, which was pretty cool. I did more events, which was really fun. I got to go to event, meet other authors. I was there as an author, which is great because I get to meet loads of lovely readers. I also get to meet other authors, and I'm just a massive dork. I have all of my photos from like Rare last year, and all of the photos I'm just like, hi, because I just get to meet all of the authors that I really love. And I went to GRL, which was a very interesting, like, that was really cool.
Hmm.
I'd never done GRL before, but it was so much fun, and I had the best time.
So,
I also got to eat a lot of
well,
chocolate.
there's lots of chocolate, by the way. There was so much chocolate at GRL. I became a bit overwhelmed this year at GRL at one point. Like on Thursday, I had to get away. I was like, I was peopled. I was peopling a lot. And it happens every year where I finally get to that point and hit a wall. I need to calm down next year and just relax. I think I'm going to find a corner of the bar cafe and just stay right there, just chill for a while. Because otherwise, I will go about a million miles an hour. Just that's just what I do. So
Yeah.
I have a funny story to tell you, and this is going to be a public
Kind of.
story. You're going to like this a lot. A couple people the other day were in Discord, and they got to witness this live. And first off, I want you to keep this in the back of your head. I want you to tell me, and something you're willing to tell in public, but the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you in a recent memory. Keep that in the back of your head. You're going to want one. So this started with and I'm going to jump to the end of the story. Okay, I'm going to jump to the end of my story just to let you know where we're going here. A bunch of people, a bunch of people saw like the top part of my dick, the root part in public. That's the end of the story. So it starts out. This was very unintentional, by the way. I'm not a voyeur. I do not like that sort of thing. I am a voyeur in the sense that people watch me all day long, but not for my. No. No, 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 no. There is a reason I'm a voice actor. And so, anyways, it starts out like this. We're taking these pictures for a new intro for the show. and it's going to be great. And we got these people who send in costumes and stuff, and it's absolutely wonderful. And the concept is I play a bunch of different roles. I'm an actor. So I would dress up in each of these and we'd take a picture of it. And then we would have those flashing by in the intro instead of the books that I've worked on, right? That's the concept. And so you get here, we've got a, like I'm dressed up like a banana, then like a fire-breathing dragon. I'm impreg. I do the male pregnant thing. I'm dressed up like a referee. Like there's like hundreds and hundreds of pictures. So it's over a 3-day thing. I've got makeup on. I'm doing all the women's roles too. By the way, I look amazing in a woman's dress. You would not believe. It's something to behold. I did not realize this. The beard actually, y'all need to grow beards because these things help tremendously. Now, you are obviously an attractive, but I mean, if you just stop shaving, you could get the beard. So anyway, I digress.
I would look very good with a beard.
Exactly, man. And you can carve it. Like it's like a shaping. You can get it however you want. So we get all these pictures, and the very end of the day, the third day, Jody's like, okay, that's the last one. Jody's taking the pictures, and I'm posing, and I'm just like, whoop, and drop my pants. It's just me and my wife, though, in the room. Why not? And she took the picture. I did not know this. So I'm showing off everybody in the crowd in Discord, and there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 8 people, or maybe 10, I don't know. And, a lot of these are very close friends of mine, but still, not that close. I think it's really the way to put this. So I'm showing them, and I don't even realize I have 2 monitors. So I'm looking here at the crowd as I pull up these pictures to show them. I'm very proud of them. And the first one is Dick Root. Now, there's not the head. And it's just at the bottom of the screen, but I don't know, and I'm talking to the crowd. And then I look around, and one of them says, is that Dick? And I know at that moment exactly what has happened, even though I did not know.
Oops. Yeah, I don't think anybody can. Yeah.
So
I don't
here's,
have anything like that.
well, it's because you don't have a dick, Charlie. But, and by the way,
Well, in terms of embarrassing stories.
the name is misleading. So see, the thing is here, I had a decision to make. I was so embarrassed. And mind you, I do not get embarrassed. Like, I was talking to Jody about this. I cannot remember the last time literally, that's an expression, but literally the last time I was embarrassed ever. I was embarrassed. And that takes a lot. So I just had to decide how to deal with it. And they're all friends in Discord. And I said, let's just, mum's the word here. Let's never any of us talk about this ever again. And everybody's cool. But then I realized that's not the way, because it's the internet for one, and who knows, it's not supposed to record them, but who knows? And then somebody's going to say, so I decided the way to deal with it is, there we go, my gift to the world, my most embarrassing moment. Now, it doesn't have to be that embarrassing, okay? But do you have an embarrassing something that's happened to you? And it doesn't have to be you showing your cock.
See, this is the thing, as I just, when I get embarrassed, I just traumatically, suppress them, so I just never have to think about it again. Until it's, 2 a.m. and you wake up and your brain's like, hey, remember that really embarrassing thing you did? And you're like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I do now.
Exactly. I have had to learn how to live without, and I do have regrets still, but I try and knock them out in the butt. And I try and not have those things haunt me. So I'm just, there it is. There's me.
I mean, I definitely a few things, little things. So one I can remember is I do have a lot of vintage dresses and skirts. I really like vintage fashion. I don't wear them a lot in the house because I'm lazy. But then usually they don't have weighted hems on them, and they're very big, poofy A-line skirts. And I this was quite a few years ago. I was with a friend. We were walking through a city, and we're actually looking at wedding dresses for my friend. We walk into the shop. It's very windy. And so it just gusted wind, and I'm like, no, I'm just trying to, and I was walking around, literally holding the sides of my skirt, shuffling like a little awkward penguin.
It's like the Marilyn Monroe.
But please just not flash the entirety of Leeds. Just as I just waddle along like a little penguin. So there you go, world.
Yeah.
Here's my embarrassing story for the day, is why I don't wear vintage skirts. Nobody should wear vintage skirts when it's windy, unless you're like the royal family and you get weights sewn into the hems of your skirts.
Is that how they do it? I would think ropes. I would just tie it to the floor and then probably work like that.
Yeah, that's also a good idea.
Yeah,
just wear jeans. It's so much easier.
Do you guys do the Ren Fair stuff over there? Do you have it?
Not really, not in the same way. Occasionally, like some of the castles, because obviously we have a lot of castles, will do like days where they'll host like jousting or like fun, country fairs or things like that. They'll do like jousting days and stuff. But we don't have the sort of Ren fairs like you guys do.
Hmm.
It's just not really a thing over here. I've You'll get like reenactments and some like places will do yeah, like a over like the summer holidays, they'll do like a week or so, and they'll do like some of the country houses or castles will have people in
Hmm.
camps and doing like living reenactments and like battle reenactment and stuff like that. Um, and I
It
think there's
sounds
like
like
one big battle reenactment they do like they involve cavalry. They literally
really
get people on horseback and they do like a fake reenactment of like medieval battles, but with
that'd be
cavalry.
awesome. That'd be a pretty awesome
So,
actually.
so
Well,
cool.
we had one of my best friends. She came in from Germany this year for GRL. She was with us all at GRL. She was surprised we took her to the Ohio Renaissance Festival here, and she was very surprised. I told her all about it and everything else, but no, we get there and she was like, "Oh my God, there's like permanent structures here. They've built a small village for this Renaissance Festival. It's always there all year long." And she's blown away. And you're walking around, and every fourth or fifth person is in costume, and it's kind of a fun deal. I would imagine you would really enjoy it, which is why I asked.
Yeah, I've seen like them on TikTok and like uh Tumblr and Twitter and stuff like that, and it does look like really fun. But yeah, it's just not a thing that we really do here at all. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
not your deal. I get it. Well, and they
no,
just don't do it there. I get it. They here they also, and you were talking about the D&D thing, and I was thinking like we could rent the castle. We could rent the castle. We could do the D&D weekend. That'd be absolutely fantastic. We do have castles, so it's not nearly as impressive and old. I think would be. We don't have that.
no, there's yeah, there are
Mm,
a lot of them here. And there's places in Scotland. I've been to one where it's kind of a half collapsed castle, um, and you can just kind of climb all over it, just wander around, climb all over it.
that's absolutely
Just,
amazing.
you don't have to. You just park the car. You just go and walk because basically uh, it's a stone. They built a stone castle on top of what's called a motte and bailey. So for anybody who doesn't know, it's basically a mound of earth that they built a structure on top of,
Okay,
which was fine until they then are like usually like made of wood or quite light. But then if you build a stone castle on top of like a motte and bailey mound, it's not very stable. So this castle had at some point obviously subsided, capsized, and so like obviously it's several hundred odd years
hmm,
old and half of it's missing and that. But the walls are at odd angles and you can walk along like the corridors and they're all at weird angles and stuff like that.
that's pretty
Um,
fun.
because structural engineering. But yeah, you can just kind of there's loads of places just like, oh look, there is another castle. Oh, there's another castle.
Yeah,
Because
we still got to visit. We were supposed to go a couple years ago. Then
everyone needs castles.
yeah, exactly. What are you writing right now? What are you working on? Anything fun?
Yeah, so I'm writing the next book in my Heather Bay series at the moment, which is my British like small seaside town series. I'm writing the fourth. Yes, I can do maths. Fourth main book in the series. This one actually isn't coming out until July, but I'm super excited because one of the main characters is it in it is a guy called Henry Lou, and poor Henry has like been a side character in about 4 or 5 different novels now, across about 3 series. He's the brother of one of my other characters. He's a Hollywood superstar, um, and he's always just like popped up in the background, being Henry. So I suppose I ought to give like Henry a, a happy ending. He should probably find love.
Everybody gets a
Um,
happy ending.
yeah, well, it's like after the first time he made an appearance was I think in Charisma Check, which came out over 2 years ago now. So he's been waiting a while, and I've paired him up with a guy called Alex who runs a coffee shop and is very grumpy and does not like Henry very much, at least at the beginning. So Henry comes in, he's like, "Hi, I'm Henry," and he's very charming and he's very used to everybody being like, "Oh my god, it's Henry Lou." And Alex is like, "No."
Is this the
No,
charming guy in the asshole trope that I know so much about?
a little bit, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's really fun and it's got some fake dating in because I fucking love fake dating.
Really?
And yeah, I love a bit of fake
That
dating.
that that's your
And
deal? I enjoy
sometimes,
it
yeah, and
too.
I like a bit of like friends to lovers and enemies to lovers, but fake dating just it fit them really well. So I'm writing that at the moment and having a lot of fun with it.
The fake
Um,
boyfriend thing, me and Lissa Gramling have a disagreement about this because I kind of like it. As far as tropes go, I mean, it's fun to act, so that's why I like it. It's fun. So, but yeah, she dislikes the whole trope. It's just not her favorite, and I get it. I understand. So, anyways, sorry. Ha, Lissa. Other
I've
people
done.
like it too.
I think this is the third fake dating one I've written. So I did one that was Strawberry Kisses, and that was two best friends who are basically in love with each other but don't realize it, and they have to fake date for a family party. Uh, Also, Oscar that I did last year, that's fake dating, and that's a journalist who's like going to review queer holiday locations, and he's like, oh, because people I know and people like me and my family can't go. There's certain places they can't go, and the editor is like, oh, cool. Well, you and your boyfriend should go and review all these places, and he's like, yes, boyfriend. I 100% have one of those. Um, and so yeah, Henry and Alex is another fake dating one. So that's been
Now,
really fun, and
is it
yeah,
filthy? Is it filthy like your other? Just let's be honest here. Is it got some of
it
that?
will be.
Yeah.
This is it's so far slow burn, but yeah, probably yeah, it will
I
be like
love
the others. Yeah,
I also, from an acting standpoint, I enjoy the slow burns immensely. I really, really do. It's almost like there's a line for me, like I want the slow burn, and then the couple at the end, not the very end of the book, unless that's the way it plays out. But if we're gonna do it that way, all right, a couple at the end, we're gonna get those scenes out, or like Ro Horvat did. Hey, by the way, Trace, she helped me solve a problem today. Little Charlie Novak reminded me that the last time she was on last year, we were banned from YouTube because of either A, Ro Horvat, love you, Ro. Ro wrote a very filthy book called Hedonist, an entire series. He did a wonderful job on it, and it was just freaking filthy. We'll probably get this video banned because I just said it. And second, Kale Hires, little cat Hires. So, anyways, we were banned last time. Thank you so much. You
that's
reminded me
why
of
I'm
that.
not on
So we
YouTube.
were, yeah, yeah. You should do a YouTube kind of podcast deal like this yourself, Charlie. I'm telling you, you're good at this. Plus, you already got the headphones.
I do, I do. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't have any time. I have all of these things that people are like, oh, even myself, I'm like, oh, I should do this. Oh, I should do this. And I don't have this thing called time. I could
yeah.
do with cloning myself. That would be really useful.
Well, how many hours? Let's go through the typical day of Charlie Novak. What's your Monday? I know this is a messed up day today because you're on the podcast here. So what about Tuesday? What's your day like normally?
Tuesday. So most days I get up about quarter past, half past six. Because my husband starts work at 8, so we have to get up and we have to take the dogs for a walk, and feed them, and then I usually will sit down and see. I'm supposed to write before I start my day job, and sometimes I do, and then sometimes I sit and play games on my phone or I go on TikTok, and I'm sure the lovely Charity, who is one of my besties and also my PA, is here. Like,
Yeah,
how
we
will I?
we we all love
She's not awake
charity.
at that time, so she can't
She's
like yell at me.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so, or sometimes I'll sit down and write, or I'll do admin, and then 9:30 I start my day job, and I do that until like 5, 5:30, and then I have dogs to walk, and usually have to eat some food, and
What?
then I usually sit on the sofa in the evenings, and the dachshund will like sit on my lap because that's her spot. She makes a nest on my lap, and then I have to try and balance the laptop on like one knee and try and write. Because if I put the laptop in the middle of my lap, she just tries to sit on it, or she'll just like hit it with her nose. She's like, "No, this is my spot. Move." Um,
Wow.
and then I'll try and write a bit more, but I try and do 2,000 words a day. Sometimes I get a little bit more, sometimes I get less. And then I do that 5 days a week. And then at the weekends, I don't actually write at the weekends. I try and take some time off. That doesn't usually like work because I'll get busy with other things, or I'll do admin, or you know spend hours playing D&D.
The admin stuff eats me up. That's it's running a small business. You're doing a great job at it, girl, and you're killing it. Good
Oh,
job.
thank you.
Keep on. You do you. Plus, I hear that Charity is a slave driver, so you're you're doing well. Um,
She's very lovely though, and she actually like makes sure I remember to do things. She sends me messages like, "Have you done this?" I'm like, "No, I will do that now while I remember."
I am.
Then 2 days later, she's like, "Have you done the thing?" And I'm like, "No, I still have not done the thing. I will actually do it now while I remember."
I struggle with knowing. I was just talking to Jody about this today. How long a task should take. And Jody told me basically I should double whatever I think because I'm always wrong. Like this, I just mastered a project that I finished halfway through last week, and I was doing a weird project out of the studio at the end of last week. I was out for like 4 days. Back in, I get this project, let's master it. And I was thinking, well, I have to insert these pickup lines in this project. This should take a half hour. Then I look down, and it's like an hour later, and it's always like that. I can't. You seem to be able to have. Do you have that skill? Can you? No.
No,
No.
I'll be like, "Oh, I'll just make some graphics for this. Oh, I'll just, write some thing for a cover review." And I'm like, "Oh, that's only take me 10 minutes." It's like an hour and a half later. I'm like, "Hmm,
Hmm.
yes,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
well,
horrible at it. I want a robot to help me with that at some point. Like manage my micro. Most people don't like to be. I just want my day micromanaged at this point. That's the only point that I miss about having a day job, and that used to be the great freedom. But now I'm not very good at that. I get a lot of cool shit done.
yeah,
It's not always at the right time. Carly Marie said it's an amazing charity gets anything done, but reminding the two of us to do things. Yeah, charities absolutely. Yeah, we all know.
yeah."
We all
No,
know.
Carly has a point.
Yeah, exactly. What we
But
should do,
I'm super. Oh,
well, I had an idea, a brilliant idea. Like at the end of this year, we should do like charity and all of charity's clients because y'all are close. We should get you all to get like together in a big, huge, like talk to the beard podcast charity extravaganza thing.
that would be amazing. I would
Well,
love that.
I like charity. I love all I think it'd be fun. So charity, we should talk about that. But
I,
anyways, sorry. There's my brilliant idea.
that's fine. I got to meet Charity in person for the first time last year at GRL, and
Hmm.
that was really fun. It's I have a lot of online friends, and it's like weird because I don't get to actually like, meet them physically in person that often.
It's well, it's pretty awesome. Um, I the work in progress right now, 2,000 words a day. How long do you think you're going to be until you're done?
Um, I'm aiming well, so I'm going to Australia in April. So I'm going to GLO, so I'm going to Gaelic Oz, and I'm doing a week in Sydney because I'm like, hey, if I'm flying to Australia, might as well have a holiday. So I was going to try and get the first draft done before I go. I don't think that's going to quite happen, so it will probably be end of April. Unless like I sit in Sydney and I just sit writing. I was going to try and take a week off,
Well, you're not
but
going
it
to do
ended up
that.
being work.
Don't go to Australia and sit there and write. I mean, that's
Just
dumb.
like just like an hour. Um, but yeah, probably be hopefully either start of April or end of April. Depends on
Nice.
again how much jet lag I have. But it's exciting. I'm really excited because from April the 1st, I'm actually going down to 4 days a week at my day job. So I will have all of
Ta-da!
Fridays to do author things. And I will actually use the day to do author things and not just sit and play games on my phone or play
Are you
Pokemon
okay?
or
Are you suggesting the video games are a problem for you, Charlie? Because I'm getting that impression that maybe you have some sort of
no,
issue,
no,
maybe a little bit.
I just get distracted very easily.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I could do this admin and fill in the spreadsheet, or I could watch silly TikTok videos of dogs and all about Formula One because that's like my latest sporting obsession.
Wait,
For
wait,
like
stop.
a couple of
Stop. I
hours.
got questions. Stop. Do not move forward. Do not pass go. Wait a minute, girl. You're into Formula One now? You're watching NASCAR? Is that what you're doing?
So yeah, so watch F1. So my sister got me into it last year through like Drive to Survive on Netflix, which every sport should have an accompanying like reality TV show documentary. It's not a documentary, it's sort of a documentary. Every sporting thing should have that to go along with it. So I'm a massive F1 fan. My sister is as well, and we spend most of like our time just sending stupid F1 TikToks backwards and forwards to each other and talking about like the cars and the drivers. It's actually a really easy sport for me to pick
Uh,
up
so
because there's only like 20 drivers, 10, 10 teams, and it's cars going really fast around a track. So
if you would
I
have,
can cope with that.
there's no way in a million years I ever would have guessed, just in even appearances alone, with talking, never in a, because here, and don't, this is not always true. Obviously, this is not always true, but normally, like, you just don't fit the stereotype, all right? That's so it's awesome though. That's it's fantastic. I'm gonna. So
Yeah.
what's the favorite? The because typically people get into a sport, that sort of thing, for an emotion. It's a way that it makes you feel. Just like people get into our books that we work on. It's an emotion. How does that make you feel? How does watching guys race around and almost
I
run
mean
into
it,
each other?
I mean when Ferrari get it wrong, it makes me sad. You try being a Ferrari fan. I love Ferrari. Oh my god! But oh
I
my god, Ferrari! Why? I also love Mercedes. It's like I got into the sport at the wrong time because now it's just permanent emotional damage.
I can tell that you're attached. I can tell that.
Yeah,
This is
I'd
so
love the
good.
drive. You get really attached to the drivers as well, and some of the team principals. There are people I
Hmm.
don't like. There are people I love. Um, but yeah, it's a really easy sport to get into. So, and I like watching it because it's very dramatic. It's very tense at times. Yeah, it does make me sad. Also makes me very excited. And it's my sister and I just sit and message each other, and she is also the real MVP because when I was coming back from GRL last year and I was in the airport at Washington, she was WhatsApping me the entirety of the US Grand Prix as I was walking through like custom. I would get through like customs or I'd get through like another bit. It's suddenly like there's 20 messages from her about like how Charles Leclerc is getting on, where Lewis Hamilton is, and she's like, like put my lose signal for like 2 minutes and suddenly there's like 20 messages like he's passed him, no, this has happened, no. So yeah, that's really good fun.
Now I know this is different than NASCAR. Obviously, is F1 racing? Is that still? And you're on a track. I'm assuming that that is the case. I mean, this is
Yeah.
and it's just typically a round track, or are there options here where this can go on for a
There's
long time?
different options because it depends where you are. So they're all over the world, and some
Hmm.
of them are street circuits. So they are basically you take a town. So Monaco, Singapore is another street circuit. They're doing one in Las Vegas this year, and they run it on. They shut down regular roads and they build a circuit out of regular like
Hmm.
regular roads. So the Las Vegas one will include the Strip, so they'll all be going down there at one point. And then some of them are on specialist tracks and stuff.
The ones they
But
put through the cities like that, that's just amazing. That has to be such a production to put that on.
I literally cannot imagine the amount of work that goes into it, especially because some of them you're just shutting down an entire city center for 4 to 5 days for these minimum. So
Yeah, well, imagine the
yeah.
business. Are the businesses, they're not able to be open, I would imagine, during that time. You can't just like,
No,
we're going to
of course
cross
not. But
now.
then obviously, like, you've got the massive F1 crowd that comes with it. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
really good fun.
that's an amazing deal. Have you gone to see any of these live? It's just on TV. You've never actually gone to.
Yeah, we just watch them on TV. It's very expensive to go and watch them live.
Hmm.
We did look at getting tickets for the British Grand Prix. I'm not that well off to be able to afford a ticket for the British Grand Prix.
I
Um,
understand.
we did work out it would be cheaper for us to fly to Monza in Italy, get a ticket for the weekend, stay in Italy for a weekend, and fly back than it would be to go to the British Grand Prix.
Wow.
Maybe next year we'll just have a weekend in Italy, and
Italy is
that'll be
amazing.
fun. It is gorgeous.
Yeah. Um,
So,
you, my dear, have always. Sorry, you're a wonderful guest. You please come back anytime. I love nerding out with you. Thank you so much. You've been amazing to me.
no, you're very welcome.
Yeah. And yeah, other than that, I think we're done. But do you guys have? I'm sorry, I always ask those questions. It's not like you're on a different universe or anything, but I've never been to your country. I've been to Europe twice, never been to England. So I'm not. Do you have biscuits and gravy? Have you ever had that?
No,
Oh my God, it's
absolute
wonderful.
no. So, biscuits to us are what you would call cookies, but different types, many different types, not just cookies. And gravy is something that you get in a pie or you put on a roast dinner. It's
So it's just
brown.
so backwards different than anything you could have. It's like in
Yeah. And
Australia, their
what
their water goes in the different direction in the toilet. It's like that different. It's like the bizarro world. I should have a goatee, but not because I have a beard. I get it. Okay.
what you would call biscuits are the closest that to like your biscuits are probably scones. And they're sweet, and you tend to eat. Well, you can get savory ones, but sweet ones tend to have fruit in, and you eat them with jam and cream.
Yeah, that's bullshit. You need to. So this is it's a southern dish, but I'm from Appalachia, basically. So um, redneck. It's a redneck dish. It's so good. Biscuits and the sausage gravy. It's the most ridiculously. You can't eat it a lot because it'll kill you. I mean, let's be honest. It's your arteries can't take that, but it is so. So Jody's making that for dinner tonight, and I am like stoked. I'm ready. I've been waiting all day. I am 24 hours fast. Well, that's not true. I had a piece of bread with peanut butter on it about an hour ago, but I'm going to mainline this stuff. It's going to be awesome. So, anyways, thank you, my friends. Love you. Now, the easiest part of the job here is wave bye at the camera and say bye. Have fun. Good luck. See y'all later.
Bye. Thank you.